Chris Johnson is standing alongside one of his idols, and when Michael Long just arrived in between us, CJ, you smiled, I smiled, and everyone that's walking around the MCG had a look at Michael Long and said, thank you for everything. Longy, welcome to the MCG.
Thanks.
Another long walk. What a fabulous evening and what great purpose.
Yeah, well, it's been 3 years since we've been back here because of obviously what's happened globally. But, yeah, we had a real good turnout, and it's good to be back home and back on the MCG.
And Longy, it's been great to see everyone here today, but Wednesday we had the lunch as well. That was a great turnout and great success as well.
Yeah, it was, and obviously, again, we haven't had a function here, and this is one of our biggest fundraiser for the long walk, and probably sometimes our profile is bigger than our budget, so we're trying to grow it in Western Australia, and obviously we're looking at Dreamtime in Tasmania as well.
And you scrapped the whole run sheet to honour a great man.
Well, we had to. I mean, Uncle Bill Dempsey, he's a Darwin man, obviously a legend not just in Western Australia but in Darwin, for what he achieved, and obviously next month he's going to be inducted to the Australian Hall of Fame, and what a legend he has been.
I was in a row in front of him last night at the football, and he could not watch the football because everyone just wanted to speak to Bill.
Yeah.
Longy, just going back a little, November 2004, just a history lesson to those that are watching tonight that don't understand what you did. You walked from Melbourne to Canberra over a few weeks, and on your shirt it said, "Where is the love?" And it was effectively to have a chat with the Prime Minister and hope that he, John Howard, would make an apology to the stolen generation, which wasn't happening. You left without any promises. When did you find out you were having a meeting? And when you did, what was said?
Yeah, it was, I suppose, when we didn't hear it directly from their office, we just kept walking. But look, a lot of the messaging that we did was along the way anyway, talking to radio, talking to Australians. People came for a day, people stayed for the whole journey, and you talk about people power.
Yes.
And obviously we've got an election tonight, but you know, it was at that time where ASIC was being abolished, and
just
to our message,
Australian Torres Strait Islanders
Commission.
Yeah,
which we had representation from each state at the highest level to obviously the challenges we face, but how do we work together on the highest level, and that was taken away. But yeah, I mean, one of the things we said was, you know, obviously Paul Briggs was there, who was obviously an important part of it, and gave me a lot of support as a long walker. But you know, where was the love for Aboriginal people? And I see what football's done, and leveraging in tonight's game, and you talk about the power of football, how we can make change, and with our community collectively, we can do so much more.
And Longy, you've got connections, obviously family connections back into Darwin, but you spent a lot of time here in Melbourne with the Essendon Football Club, and you've got a lot of connections down here as well. And with all their support from both top end, bottom end and around Australia, you've been able to get some great achievements out of the long walk.
Yeah, look, it's we're 18 years now, the long walk, and we've forged a lot of friendships, and it's about community and what we do in our local community and our background. And I think we've seen the success in WA with the local community jumping on board, and Tasmania is a real focus. We'd love to work with Graham Gardner, who's down there. So it just starts from a small step into something. You know, we'd love something like this.
And you are connected to other clubs. It's just not the Essendon Football Club or this game. You do other games as well, don't you?
Yeah, look, we work with Brisbane. Obviously, you've been a part of that, Chris, working with the local community and about showcasing our players who've paved the way to where it is today. So, and that's really important. We forget that, and we forget about celebration and celebrating this event, and we're keen to really grow this in each state.
Longy, just quickly before we let you go, we've got a minute before we've got to take a break, but you're such an inspiration, such an inspirer. We've got a particular focus tonight on Dylan Shield. Football has a habit of making loud noises around individuals. We saw Luke Parker last weekend. What would you say to Dylan Shield tonight before he goes out and plays?
Oh, look, I think most of the players would be pretty upset about last week's performance, and you just got to go back to the drawing board. Get to train harder early in the week, and hopefully tonight, you know, the history of the Essendon Football Club. Kevin Sheedy, I didn't see him tonight, but he's usually here.
He'll be soon, won't he?
You know, both clubs have had a great history, and recognise that and celebrating that, because we don't do that enough. So hopefully that spurs them up, and we've obviously lost Waller, which is, I know a lot of the Tiwi community would be upset, and because he's integral part of Essendon and Darwin. So, but we obviously we hope for the best for him, and he's left a legacy where he's come from. We forget comes from such a small community.
Yeah. On behalf of all of us, Longy, thank you for everything you've shown us. Thank you for everything you've done. Great to have you here tonight. Michael Long, The Long Walk, started in 2004. He's left a legacy. He's one of the greats to have played the game. And he continues to shape the way we think. More from MCG in a moment.